like you. Whether you are 18 or 20, we are talking about your future. We are talking about your life. These miserable cunts and all these guys, they are, miserable, of course. So everyone shape at the old ones, at the young ones, at the ones in the diaspora, at the ones living in the shithole. They want shape the way you feel because they did worse. Just so you know. Right? So now to another thing. Okay. So this time it is Shettima who attended a program, and the guy loves to sound like he's what's it they call him? Maiduguri Albert Einstein. So he was there. He don't go do Wikipedia reader and all of that. He's now doing aspire to perspire at a meeting. Nigerians are going through it. I can see what they. I see you. I see you. I hear you. Still lying though.
The past 25 years have tested our resolve as a nation. We have weathered political storms, economic downturns, insurgency, and uncertainty. Yet in all this, our democracy endured. We may not have achieved every goal, but we have never turned our backs on the ballot box. That in itself is progress. That in itself is hope. Yes, I am aware, very deeply aware, of the pain many Nigerians are feeling at this time. The cost of living is high. Basic commodities are not as affordable as they should be. Salaries stretch thinner than ever. Families are struggling to meet their daily needs. Let me say this from the bottom of my heart. I hear you. I see you. I feel what you feel. The decisions we have taken, especially on fuel subsidy removal, currency reforms and fiscal restructuring, were never designed to punish Nigerians. Rather, they were hard but necessary steps to secure the future. For too long, we lived on borrowed time and borrowed funds. We subsidized inefficiency, inflated corruption, and mortgaged the future of our children for temporary comfort. We could not, in good conscience, continue on that path. Yes, there is discomfort, but also there is a long-term gain that will emerge slowly but surely from our shared sacrifice. We're already seeing signs of recovery, stabilizing foreign exchange, renewed investor interest, and expanding opportunities in agriculture, technology, and infrastructure. This is not the end of the hardship, but it is the beginning of a turnaround.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
So that is Shettima. Thank you, Jared, Director Scott. He is also known as Maiduguri Elon Musk, the guy who dreams of going to space from the Maiduguri's desert. And he is also a terrorist enabler, a terrorist sympathizer. And you can even call him a terrorist sponsor with evidence. That's not me making that up. So there's this guy called Kabiru Shokoto. The guy bombed, a Christmas Day bombing in Abuja, right? He killed over 200 people in that bomb blast. Then Jonathan's government arrested him as the mastermind of that bomb blast. So they locked him up. And he was supposed to be in the detention of the DSS. So there is this guy, I don't know if he's a sergeant or inspector, his name is Bill, all right, who was supposed to be guiding him or, guiding his cell. Bill released Kabiru Sokoto, and then they declared Kabiru Sokoto wanted. For more than 8 months, Kabiru Sokoto was nowhere to be found. And his trial for terrorism just hung there. You know what happened? While they were looking for Kabiru Sokoto was living inside the Borno State government house. Not government house, Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Very, very in the heart of Maitama Abikilokwe. Very close to the people looking for him, DSS or police. And you know something? Kabiru Sokoto goes out every evening to see the city. And you know those who were driving him around from that Governor's Lodge? DSS, the police, and the same security protecting Shettima. I didn't make that up. The guy came out and he confessed the day he was finally rearrested. Kabiru Sokoto. And Kabiru Sokoto, who has been in their detention, when they arrested him today, Kabiru Sokoto married extra one wife in prison. And he's already given birth to about 3 babies in the last 6 years or so. I don't know where he is right now, but while he was in detention, he was living well, you know. Now, Shettima, the guy behind all of that today, is your vice president that is now talking about, you know, restructuring my put. I see you, I peel you, I give me with insult. Yeah? You need to see the characters of these guys beyond all those flashy glamour, flowery speeches and all that nonsense. These are a bunch of criminals that are supposed to be in prison who have organized and committed serious crimes against Nigeria and Nigerians. But rather than them being in prison, they are being rewarded. That is what is wrong with that contraption. There's no way you can try to want to, like, you know, beautify it, normalize it. It will never be nice. So you're looking for why Nigeria is where Nigeria is, that is it. The children that they used in their power pursuit game, the Chibok girls, you know the story as well. This guy, he was the governor of Borno State that same period when Kabiru Sokoto and his gang were bombing everywhere, you know, ravaging communities, kidnapping women, children, killing people at, you know. He was in bed with them. Evidently, he was in bed with them. They told him that a security report says Boko Haram were planning to strike Borno State to kidnap school children. Like specifically said, they were coming to kidnap school children. Shettima wrote back to Wiriwike that no, they can't cancel the WAEC for that time, or they can't move all of them because logistics to move all of them to Maiduguri to go and sit for the examination, they didn't have it. And in that short period of time, so they have provided alternative security for these children. As she it was preparing them for those who are coming to take them. They took the children. The news broke. School children kidnapped. 200 and 300 school children kidnapped in Borno State. Within an hour, they went back to the news again. No, they have found them. They have found them. Everything worked the way they wanted it to work. Today, he is the vice president of Nigeria. And the Chibok girls. And Chibok, how is life in Chibok? The recent I heard of Chibok was 2 days ago, when Aisha Yesufu took Peter Obi to where they call the Chibok school, the same school where those children were kidnapped 9 years ago. No, 11 years ago now. 11 years or 12 now. 11 years ago. They said the school has been so run down, right? That the children who are even sitting to study computer education or computer science have no single computer. So Aisha Yusuf facilitated that. And that's when I was like, oh, Chibok. Wow, Chibok. Right.
Said there was a need that they needed, please, two desktop. You needed a computer in the school in Chibok, the government school in Chibok, two desktop. And at that moment, he said to me, I was like, oh, please, could we ask Mr. Shettima and His Excellency that if you could use two computers, it's something that is needed. So I said, immediately I got the message where I did was to now forward on that first of May. I forwarded the message to Mr. Shettima himself. After forwarding the message, we had a meeting, I think that was on the 1st or 2nd. So I knew, of course, we wouldn't see the message, because a lot of messages would come in. And so on the first one, we had that meeting at Shettima level. I sent you something that had to do with a particular school where they needed a computer. And within 12 hours, in 12 hours, I was like, oh, they were looking for, so I saw the message, we ready to go, like, they were looking for two things. And in 12 hours, we were like, oh, immediately I said to him, he said, oh, yes, let's do this. And within 12 hours, I remember sending him a message, so fast. Because even it shocked me, you know, when you are shocked, I'm like, oh, so fast. But we are here today. We are here today because there's a cry out for children. And one of the things that we know Mr. Shettima is very good at is education, when it comes to education, and ensuring that our children, nobody is left behind. And in a situation where we have a nation where we say we are battling insecurity and all of that, we really need to do a whole lot about education. If you have a huge population that is not educated, then it becomes a burden on its own. At this moment, we're just going to have a few events. I'll call on Dr. Allen to just give a brief on his own. Later, we'll get the Liverpool president to also speak on it. Then we'll have Dr. Allen first, and then we'll call on you and see whether he has any conclusion for this. You said the same is believing. Thank you.
The government even denied giving them the support they intended. So we kept advocating for a lot of support, not just for the community, the missing girls and their parents, but everywhere. Because as at the last count, Chibok has been attacked from 2014 to today. Chibok has been attacked 107 times. In all the attacks, only 3 attacks that we lost somebody. So we have 33 communities that are now ghost town around Chibok. Majority of these people have collapsed into Chibok main town, and they have been staying there. So you could imagine why we have large number of students in primary school, and the only secondary school we have in that state, which is the government secondary school, Chibok, where the abduction happened. So I was telling His Excellency before we entered here that when the attack happened, the number of students that were writing exam in that school were 530. This earned me a lot of insult when I was on various media stations in Abuja telling Nigerians that that was the number of students that were writing WAEC in that school. Some people were even insulting me that it's not possible to have a local government, just one small village, Chibok, that was unknown before the attack, to have that number of students in school. But I was also saying before we enter here that Chibok is a missionary place. We received education so early, and a lot of our people love education, and we still have them. Even with the abduction that happened, that school is currently full with thousands of students still pursuing. As low as the standard of education is, they are still eager to be educated. So this is just the basic of what transpired. And unfortunately, when His Excellency said he wanted to see the students and even the school authorities so that they are the direct beneficiaries of this gesture, we made every plans to get them. But as we all know, everything in Nigeria, no matter how clean or pure your actions are, will be misinterpreted. The misinterpretation came that because I was on the ballot in 2023 from the PDP, I contested for House of Assembly Chibok was a House of Representatives. Chibok was a federal constituency, and I won the election. So if this gesture reached Chibok through my intervention and the community, it will end up causing a lot of problem for those guys on the ground, and they say they are not going to allow those people to come. And since those guys are salary earners on the payroll of government, they chickened out, and the students almost protested, the community youth almost protested, but we got intervention from our sister here, Aisha, that no, His Excellency is always anticipating this kind of hostile approach when people misinterpret politics and governance. So he made this arrangement that the community leaders can come and represent the school and receive whatever that is available from him. So we thank you for this privilege and the opportunity. Most of us here are leaders representing the community. I don't know if there will be time for individual introduction, or I can quickly introduce our team. This was one of our areas lead elder and the former chairman of the Chibok Area Development Association. He has been very helpful.
On and on like that. And then Obi himself, because for time, all right? Quick one. The Chibok.
I wish I had the opportunity of being physically visiting the school in Chibok. However, Dr. Allen insisted that it is not very safe for us to travel. I've maintained that when we have a place that is not safe for Nigerians to travel to, then Nigeria is not safe. We must be able to travel everywhere in Nigeria. And that is what all of us should work against. Everybody has spoken here, has spoken about benevolence. I don't think that is the case. We have children in school. We need to invest in them. Education is not an expense. It's an investment for a better society. And if we believe in a better society, we must invest in them. So for me, while everybody was talking and listening this morning and this yesterday when we were planning this, people don't know how I feel. We live in a country where we, the politicians, spend billions traveling all over the world, partying, renovating houses with billions. We've just finished renovating a conference center with 39 billion naira. When our children in school don't have lab, they don't have computer, their classrooms are leaking, they don't have water, they don't have library. Which society is this? That alone can buy 1,000 laptops. And if we give it to the school on average of 10 pieces each, you should look at the number of schools that will be able to receive that. What conference are we having? The ones we have had in the past, have we utilized it? So it's time to prioritize what is critical in our development. Which number one is education? It's time to prioritize the health of the people. Prioritize pulling people out of poverty. Prioritize their safety. I can travel there. We've already bought tickets. Told Aisha, we bought tickets to go there. Once he said it, I said, okay, this airline goes there. And I bought the ticket and everything. Forwarded it, I'm ready to go. And they said, you can't go there. But we're here celebrating our feast when our children don't have anything in school. I thank you for the opportunity. Aisha did tell me said they are looking for 2 desk computers. And I said, Aisha, that is a school. They need a minimum of 10, and they should have a laptop that is easier for them to just use it, fold it, and keep it safe somewhere. A laptop will be listening. And Aisha said, okay, if I can bring 2. But I said, Aisha, we'll do 10. And for what doctor has said now, they actually need far more than 10. Because when I was in government and we did it, we used an average of 1 laptop to 10 or 20 students. And the doctor said about 3,000. So they actually need at least 100. But let's start with this. We have 10 laptops, 3 printers. Additionally, I've spoken to doctor. We're going to be making a contribution of 2 million naira to provide solar facility in the computer lab facility. We're going to provide another 2 million naira to see if we can provide some equipment in the science lab. But they have chemistry and the science lab, they don't have anything. And we're going to provide another 2 million naira for hand motorized borehole. We're not making donations, we're investing in the future of our children. That is critical. The more we invest in them, the more we have a better society. And that is critical. So I thank all of you who are doing all you can to sacrifice for us to do this. Thank you. May God continue to bless all of you.
We are a poor nation. The bank code we follow. They say firewood, not food. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine it, and tell the West, if you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They're doing.
So that was Obi and his retail politics. That's what it does. It exposes. You see, sometimes when people look at that kind of videos, they'll be like, he gave them 10 laptops. It's not like he can't possibly give them 1,000 laptops. His intention is not to do what government is meant to do. It is to expose them, right, to their wastages and wastefulness by showing to you, right, that you actually don't really need that much money to impact on the lives of the people if the purpose is for the people and it is not for self-aggrandizement. That's what I see in his own messages. I don't know what you see, but that's what I see. When you see him go to a community and give them money to drill borehole, and you see him go there physically to say, oh yeah, that's the borehole Peter Obi gave them. They've not had water for more than 60 years. And then he's showing you that it's not that there's no water there, or it's just that the people in government are not interested in giving them water. Because if I can use 5 million naira to drill water, imagine what a water project of 100 billion naira will do for all the people of these communities, neighboring communities, the entire area. Do you imagine 100 billion? That is what some people have stolen and kept for themselves. But look at what I have used 5 million to do, just to drill borehole to access water. Meanwhile, it is not this borehole that should be serving these people. All of you can see, when they say that they have not had water for 60 years, it's not because they can't access water. It's because those who are supposed to give them water don't give a shit about them. That's what I see. When you see him go to nursing school, where you have people, students who, schools, nursing schools, right? And he goes in there and say, you know what? I'm giving you a check of 20 million naira. It is to show to you that if these people say our water in this school is not working, our lab is not this, and they say, so how much is going to fix your lab? What are other things you need? And they list everything they need and they say, you know what? Take this 20 million and maybe do one or two of them. But imagine if government is indeed investing in education. People like him don't need to come and do charity. It doesn't need to come and build ball. No, it's not his job. It is not the job of any individual to do all